All right, today we're going to talk about how we process lumber that we get into the shop here. So I've got this nice sapele board. It's got that beautiful ribbony look to it. It is quarter sawn up to about here, and then it transitions to kind of rift sawn. I really like to get 2 backs and side sets out of it, plus maybe some neck blanks. There's some junky stuff going on right here, so we're going to have to work around that a bit. I think what I'm going to do is come in from this side for my sides, sort of cut it off here, do my backs about here down, and then I can work on those, but I think I have enough width that I can take the back and then get a neck blank out of here, and then I can take the sides and get a neck blank or 2 out of this side. So this stuff's about 1 inch thick. So let's start laying it out. So for my sides, I need about 32 inches of length. That gives me a little bit of wiggle room on the edges if I have to, if I get a split or something like that. If it's not a clean straight, it actually comes in somewhere around like 30 and a half, but this gives me a little bit of wiggle. And then I want to have the flexibility of doing this with a dreadnought. So I need about maybe a 5 1/4 inch height for the blanks on the side. So we'll go ahead and just mark that out and draw ourselves some lines. And then we'll end up cutting, ooh, that's a terrible noise, along those lines. And then for my tops, I need about 21 inches. So this gives us to 22. So we'll just go ahead and keep going on with this line here. And then for a jumbo top, I probably want 8 1/4. For my rough cut, I need a 3 inch blank, so let's go for like 8 1/4. Actually, we want to do this the opposite direction. So this is the rift end, though it's not that rifty. Yeah, I think this isn't going to work quite as well out as I thought. So here's the decision. I can get a nice quarter sawn neck blank and a back, though some of it's going to be a little bit rift sawn. Probably not a big deal. I could throw the middle seam to about here, and it's not anywhere even near 45 degrees. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It's still kind of on that border between quarter sawn and rift sawn. And so now this can be a neck blank. And then over here, what do we got left? A little bit over 6 inches. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of border and we'll split that in the middle. Oh, we should come down. Let's give ourselves a little bit more play on the sides. Here we go. And then 24 inches is about what we need for an acoustic neck blank. That puts us right on the border of this junk, but that 24 inches is actually a little long. So I think we'll be just fine. And then what we want to do is lay out where we want to split this down the middle. So we're got like 6.5 right now of space. So I'll just mark it about the 3 1/4. And then here's where our other chunk is going to go. And let's run this thing a little bit tight. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have backs, sides, some neck blanks. We'll have a little bit of play in here. Maybe we can use that scrap for making some rosettes or something like that. Maybe a headstock blank. Now ideally, I would have a 34-inch throat on my bandsaw, and so I could just cut all these pieces as needed, but I don't. So some of these cuts are going to be kind of awkward. In this case, I've got a little bit of scrap set up here, so I can bring my saw out and then bring this down, and it's far enough back that I'm not going to go past this line. Second cut, same deal. I flipped it around, so now we're at that 24-inch mark for the 2 neck blanks over by the sides end of the board. And we've got, again, a piece of scrap here that'll keep me from going too far along this cut. And let's do this. When laying this out, I neglected to come in 24 inches for that over here on the body side. Looks like we actually have to about 26 before we start getting into the junky stuff, maybe 25 inches. So I'm actually going to go to 20. I'm going to go to the 26, and then I can probably chop off that extra and use it as heel material. But again, we only want to come in as far as we went for this. So this was like 8 1/4. So we don't want to go any farther than the 8 1/4 here. This one, I think we're going to wait to do this. We're just going to rip it and take that 3 inches out, and then we'll come back and we'll cross-cut that later. I don't want to push this any farther out to make that same style of cut. We're getting a little sketchy here. Since we've got basically neck blanks all the way down here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and rip this chunk completely off. That'll be easier than trying to do like a stop cut where these other cross cuts are. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've got first of our neck blanks, second of our neck blanks. Yeah, junky stuff's not as bad as I thought, actually. We've done a couple more rips, and we've gone back to the chop saw a couple times, and now we have everything cut for blanks. So we made out with 3 very nice blanks. Good, you know, almost exactly quarter sawn kind of end grain there. I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick that up. And this stuff is actually way denser than I imagined. I knew the board was heavy, but ooh, like once it's cut to size, it's even pretty dense. We've got some scraps here that will be good for building up heel blanks, or building up the heel. This is going to be our sides. We will resaw that tomorrow. We should be able to get 4 chunks of wood out of that. This will be our backs. Again, we'll resaw that tomorrow, and we should be able to get 4 chunks of that we can put together. Next steps, we're going to resaw the back and side boards that we cut out earlier. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to split it down the middle, and then we're going to split each of those again. We've got the fence set up. These boards are about 1 1/16", so just over the 1/2 inch mark for the bandsaw blade. This is a carbide tip blade, so this will resaw pretty good, though this stuff is really hard, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Got a feather board here to keep this up against the fence, and then I just need to kind of eyeball the top and make sure that I stay towards the center. And then a push stick for that last little nudge. First cut is done. Not sure how well this is showing up. And that wasn't too bad of a resaw. Not quite exactly in the center, but pretty good nonetheless. And then we will go and split that again. Let's do the sides now. All right, next step, same kind of thing. Our wood is about at 1/2 inch right now, so we're going to split it down to about 1/4 and do this for all 4 pieces that we have right now. Now we've got everything sawn, split, nice book matched. We want to go ahead and mark the ends so that we know where our pairs are and we don't mess them up. Next step, we'll go over to the drum sander and get everything close to dimension and smoothed up. And after sanding, we've got our 2 backs and side sets. So nice stuff, really pretty clean. Couple little knots, but you know, not too bad. I'm not sure if it shows up too much in the video, but they are different thicknesses. Usually once I get like a pair, like a matching set, like cleaned up, I stop. I can always go to the final thickness later when I've got it arranged for a project, but it's easier for glue ups and stuff the thicker it is. And you know, I'm going to go let it sit, and I probably won't touch this stuff for, you know, another year or so. And to just kind of show what it looks like, got stuff just glows. Really nice.